Welcome to this video on adding drop-down lists in Microsoft Excel. So you may want to add a drop-down list to limit or standardize what you and others will input into cells, which makes it easier to do some functions and tables and things like that and reporting from the data. Because everyone types things in differently, everyone spells things differently, and it just makes it easier sometimes to standardize what goes into it. And a drop-down list within a cell will really help that. So when you're doing a drop-down list in a cell, you have to have a list of the options that are going to be available. So I've got my usual spreadsheet and I've created a new column called completed by, because I want to know who picked that order, just in case there's any issues. And if you notice in the bottom left, I've already created a list of my pickers. There's 5 of them. That's the names, the first names only. That's what I want as my drop-down list. So they are there and available for me. Now I don't have to, but I can go in there and define a name for this drop-down list, which makes it easier for Excel to find it and define it. And you can just do that by selecting them, right-clicking and going to define name. Then you can just pop a name in there. I'll just pull that onto the screen. Pop a name in there because it does pick up the first name, so you can change that if you want to, and then click on OK. I've already defined a name for this group, so it's going to give me an error message if I try to do it, but I've called it pickers, so I can then go and find that when I create my drop-down list. But it's those 5 names that I'm interested in. So what I'm going to do is click on that first cell, and then I want to make sure I'm in the data tab on the ribbon, and I'm there already. You can see I'm in data, and I want to be around these functions where you can see text to column, and there's one of them. If I hover over it, it says data validation. And what I'm going to do is click on the drop down and click on data validation, and then in the criteria I'm going to select a list, because it's a list that I've got there of names that I want to appear. When I do that, I'm going to go for my source. So the easiest way to do this is just go back onto your spreadsheet and select that source, and you'll notice it says equals pickers there because I actually defined the name of that group of cells a little bit earlier. So I could have also put equals and the name that I defined in there, but I just selected it so you could see the easiest way to make it happen if you didn't want to do that first step. You've got a couple of tick boxes to ignore blanks and create an in-cell drop down, which is what we want to do. And I'm going to click on OK. So now there, when I go to that cell for David's order and I click on that drop down that appears, now I've got that list of people there. So that's super useful. I can tell the system who completed it, and it's nice and consistent formatted. Just to make it nice and easy, click and hold in the bottom right hand corner of that cell and pull it down, so it will pick all of those. But if I just delete them out, I can then go in and select the relevant ones. So it's usually better to do the dragging it down and copying of that data validation before you select your first option, but I just want to show you what it looked like. And then as these orders are completed, whoever's come in here to put in the order completion date can then just select from the list of pickers and then add all of that really useful detail in there. So what I can also do, if there is any changes to my pickers, then I can delete that row out, or I can add a new one in and just add it in the middle so that it's still within that group. It encompasses that defined name group that you set. If I just insert a row there and put a new person in, I'll put Sue's because Sue's just joined, and then I go to my next cell and click on my drop down. You can see that Sue's is there and available. And just to finally show that, I'm going to delete Mo off there and then go, and you can see Mo's disappeared as well. So you can manage your group, your drop down list in the place where you set that up, so make sure it's not going to affect the rest of your data Make sure it's in a really easy place for you to manage, and you can add and remove, but do it from adding them from the middle, so they'll always be in that group, because if you add them from the bottom, you might have to reset that data validation up. So it just makes it really nice and easy. So have a go at that one. Please do like and subscribe, and let me know what videos you'd like me to record next.